everyone, John Henry here, slingshotfutures.com, and welcome to the Market Mindset, where we take a look at the psychology behind the moves today so we can better understand tomorrow. And today we're taking a look at the gold futures. Relatively interesting day of movement for sure. We started off the morning kind of slow, not really a whole lot going on. We opened up inside yesterday's end of day range. Nothing really special happening. Now, with that kind of lackluster open, we also had a ton of news at 8:30 that was set to come out, and after that came out, it led into a huge drop lower. Now, that big slam down is really a big clue, right? Notice how strong the candle closed. Everything was following through to the downside. It was closing underneath even yesterday's low, let alone monthly support, all of the support that was in here. It closed below everything. So the fact that it closed underneath everything that they had, that shows that the sellers are likely going to take control. Maybe only for one more candle, maybe for the rest of the day, but either way, it's very likely that sellers are going to continue this movement to the downside in the short term. Now, the one issue with this is obviously stop size, right? If traders are going to be looking to jump in here, well, their stops are going to have to go way up here, right? And that's going to be a little bit of a tough one to handle for a lot of folks, but the opportunity was there to drive the market back down. Nice selling confirmation to the downside, and then things started shifting gears a little bit. Got a nice bull bounce off the bottom. That's probably just sellers taking profit. And then we get another strong bull candle. Okay, well, we're still below that last bear candle. You know, it's okay. And then we get a doji. All right? The sellers are starting to gain confidence again. Oh, wait a minute. And we're getting another strong bull candle. Something's wrong here. When the sellers try to take back over, it's a massively weak bear candle. And it's at a retest of the earlier entry point. So something, again, is just not right. If the sellers were defending their original position, that should have shown up a lot stronger than that. You would have seen a candle that looks like this, right? A big brick bar to the downside. That's not what happened. It looked that way for a little bit, right? It was down there, but it ended up closing all the way back up in on itself, showing the immense amount of weakness from the sellers. That weakness led into buyers breaking out, and likely sellers who were in this, who saw this weak move, probably moved their stops down to near break even, figuring if they can't even hold it now, I'm not going to stay in it, right? And that causes a quick snap higher. Now that all in all really just kind of correlates to a lot of bullish strength. Notice 3 back-to-back fairly strong bull candles, right at one after another with a little bit of a doji in the middle. And even that doji closed near its highs. And then we followed up with a bull breakout candle. In context, it makes sense for it to look ugly because the sellers are getting stopped out. And it has follow through. Again, ugly, but in context, it looks okay. When the sellers try to come back in again, very weak bear candle, can't even close underneath monthly support. They followed up with an even nicer bear candle, inside bear, prior to the other. We're still not, notice, breaking even below back towards that bottom end. They can't even close underneath monthly support. They get another candle. Another bear candle closing one tick off its low, and now we have a micro double bottom on a faster time frame. And when it finally snaps, it closes like this, right? Look at this candle. Who in their right mind would ever want to sell that candle? So with that all kind of falling apart, right? All of the sellers, they've been trying and trying and trying. Some probably exited earlier. But with that failure once again for them to get it going down, everybody likely said, you know what? If I'm still short and it breaks above this, I'm out. There's no way I'm hanging on to it. And sure enough, that thing just rocket shipped to the upside. Now, in the context here, normally you're looking to fade breakouts, but this is a little bit different because the context is actually supporting the market wanting to go through the other side, right? It makes a lot of sense. The sellers gave up on the downside, and if they didn't, if they're stubborn and they're still sticking in there, where are they likely having stops? Right there and right there, right? Right above and right above. And that's going to be a major objective for the buyers to push through and maybe end up using as support, cough, cough, a little bit later in the day. So we get a big bull move up. That's an opportunity to buy. A lot of traders, again, will have a hard time buying this due to the risk associated with it. You were then given a smaller bull candle. If you waited, you could have taken that as well, I suppose. But we get a nice little crack through that area. We tap out all of those stops. Notice one interesting thing here, though. Buyers were unable to close above that prior high. It's a little bit of a clue. Sellers try taking it back again. They can't even break the bull candle's low before the buyers swarm right back up again. Another clue that the sellers are falling apart even more, and we get further confirmation up. Now, after this point, we have now tapped out all of the stops. We've gotten all of the sell side out of the way. Chances are we're going to get a pullback, and now the buyers who were sellers at the time, right, they just got whipped out. Now they want to buy it, right? Talk about late to the party. But they're going to be chasing that move to the upside. So what we're looking for here is a quick pullback, likely going to be a scalp. We form a little bitty wedge right here, like this, pretty easy to see. We break outside of it, gain confirmation, and that's a sell signal to sell back down to the moving average, just for a quick little bounce, where we then start seeing buyers come right back in again. Big bull engulfing candle, terrible bear follow through. Strong bull candle, terrible bear follow through, and a big old breakout. And that's where the buyers jumped on board, who probably were short back here and got stopped out. So they missed this entire move up, but they finally were able to be given a chance to jump on the long side, and it's been working out ever since. So just a phenomenal day of price action. It's nice to have a little bit back, even though there was a ton of news today. You can't ever, it's always one thing, right? But at least we had something to work with today. So great day of trading overall, technical analysis and market psychology doing its thing as usual. If you have any questions about it, you can always send me an email, jbrink@slingshotfutures.com. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you found it enjoyable. Maybe you found it useful to add to your repertoire. And until the next time, we'll see y'all later.